Calgary Police Service has charged the man in connection with a 2010 homicide. On Thursday, June 3rd, 2010, at approximately 6 p.m., police and EMS responded to an unoccupied residence located in the 100 block of Panatella View Northwest. Crews had been called to the home, which was under construction, after a deceased man was discovered inside. The victim, Anto Slisko, 58 of Calgary, had been hired as a painter to work on the house. An autopsy determined that Slisko died as a result of blunt force trauma. Following an extensive investigation, a man was arrested on a warrant in Vancouver on Thursday, December 20th, 2012. Branko Grgic, 48 of Calgary, is charged with one count of second-degree murder. The Calgary Police Service would like to thank the Vancouver Police Department for their assistance with this arrest. And I'll take your questions.
What's the motive of this murder?
The motive is a disagreement between two acquaintances that escalated into a violent confrontation. These two individuals had known each other for a number of years.
Were they working together at the time?
No, they weren't. The victim was in the residence working as a painter, and but Mr. Grgic was not employed at that location.
After 2 years, what was the change in this case?
I can't go into specifics in regards to this file because it's currently before the courts, but I can tell you that because we believe there were no witnesses, our investigators had to work on a number of investigative strategies to move this file forward.
How long has the person charged been a person of interest, and what led you to Vancouver?
He was interviewed in the early stages of the investigation, and he became a person of interest at that time. We had information that he was working in Vancouver, so he was arrested on our warrant with the assistance of the Vancouver Police Department.
Did you set up a sting? Did you set up a sting?
I can't go into the circumstances
of
his arrest, but he was arrested with the assistance of the Vancouver Police Department.
How long had this been going on between the two of them?
We're not sure how long it had been going on, but we're aware that there was a disagreement between the two of them, and that it resulted in a violent confrontation.
So did the accused, did he actually travel to this location specifically to assault this person? It doesn't sound like it's second degree. I mean, why was the accused there at that time?
Because it's currently before the courts, I can't go into that, but we do know that there was a disagreement between the two of them, and as a result of that disagreement, it escalated into a violent confrontation.
What kind of blunt instrument?
I can't go into that because it's currently before the courts, but I can tell you that we haven't recovered it. No weapon. We have not recovered the weapon.
How is, I can't say his last name, how is the suspect, sorry, is he cooperating with you guys? Is he being open and honest?
He's still in Vancouver, so investigators haven't had a chance to interview him. We're not sure yet when he'll be returned to Calgary. That's still being worked out.
Typically, how long does it kind of take to transfer somebody who's been charged, or does it depend very by case?
It's usually less than a week, and it depends on the availability of the transportation resources. It's usually the sheriff's office that transports.
Can you speak a little bit more just to the difficulty of an investigation like this when you said you didn't believe there was any witnesses? Obviously, this guy had left. So how, and if you haven't uncovered a weapon, how difficult is it to actually piece something like this together?
Again, I can't go into specifics on this file because it's come before the courts. So our investigators worked on a number of investigative strategies that allowed them to move the file forward. I can tell you that we never closed an investigation, and our investigators are always looking for a piece of information or evidence that will assist them in moving a file forward.
Did the deceased have a family that you know of?
Yes, I believe he does. I don't know the details on his family background.
This sounds unusual, like from the answers we're not getting in this press conference. It sounds like it's an unusual type of incident.
It's unusual in the fact that there were no witnesses to the incident, and we had to work long and hard on developing investigative strategies to get it to the point where a charge could be laid. But as to details, it's currently before the courts, and I'm unable to provide that information at this time. That information will come out during the court process.
So you can't tell us what this dispute centered around there?
No, I can't.
Not a lot of anything.